This is a quick dashboard demo to show you what your Scope 3 Carbon Calculator dashboard looks like and how to get the most out of your account. You'll see that when you log into your Scope 3 Carbon Calculator partner page, that it's broken down into 4 tabs. The first tab is a summary page. This shows your scopes in a pie graph, total emissions, and 2 line graphs at the bottom showing your emissions over time and per turnover. You can hover over the points on the graph to get more information in terms of the percentage change and also the true values. You can also export your data from this page. You can either export the indicators or the inputs. The indicators are the KPIs that the system generates, such as the carbon emissions associated with activities, and the inputs are the raw data that your supply chain enter when filling out their reports. The supply breakdown tab shows you the information in a table format. This is a demo account, so please ignore this information, and this is just to show you what it looks like. When your suppliers start reporting into the system, you'll be able to see them all listed below, and then you'll be able to see the following information. You can see the sector that they work in, the total emissions per £1 million of turnover, total emissions, and then broken down by scope and also turnover at the end. This turnover column is really useful for you to be able to compare this with the spend you have recorded with that contractor to be able to see if they've apportioned you correctly and also recorded their turnover correctly. The supplier engagement page is where your main focus should be for the moment. This supplier engagement page is where you can track and monitor your supplier statuses in the carbon calculator. You'll see that you'll have your target lists uploaded. As this is a demo account, there are no target suppliers uploaded, but in your account there will be. To navigate this page, first, always make sure that you filter for the correct year. So in this example, we're doing 2024 because that is the reporting requirement set to your supply chain. You can then filter by whether they've registered, reported, or apportioned, and whether a target. All of your suppliers will be a target, so you can filter by yes. But if you are interested in seeing which ones of your suppliers have reported on your target list, you can also click no. The difference between reported and apportioned is that reported that the supplier has submitted a report for that year, but hasn't actually apportioned or distributed their data to you. Apportioned means that they've actually successfully apportioned a portion of their data to you. So it's really important that suppliers have both reported and apportioned. Another key thing to look at is whether they've registered or not. This is a really good indicator of actually how likely a supplier is that they're going to report. And the first step is really to get as many contractors and suppliers registered on the system as possible. If when looking at your own page, you've got not many suppliers registered, I'd really encourage you to contact your suppliers. Once a supplier is registered in the system, it makes it far more easy for them to then report because they can go into the system, have a look at the report and see what information they need to start collecting. All of this information is also exportable. If you'd like to export it, what I tend to do is filter for the year and then leave all of these blank and then export it from here. A CVS file will then generate if that's easier for you to work from. As you've already received, I'll also be sending some regular updates, but just know that you can also look at your supplier engagement yourself in between times if you want to keep close tabs on your supply chain. The final tab is the Analyze Hotspots. This will become more useful once we've got more suppliers reporting in the system post that deadline on the 30th of June 2025. In this tab, you can see your CO2e by activity, by scope, and total. By activity is where you can see the breakdown of those emissions, so you can see where the hotspots in your supply chain are coming from. In this demo account, you can see that waste is a key contributor to the emissions in this account. So click on these bubbles. So for example, if you want to look at third-party transport, you can click on that, and then bars will generate below with the years and the values. You can also click on multiple bars at once. For example, if you wanted to compare third-party transport with materials, you can click on those and see the relative emissions of those two things. View your data by scope. To do this, you click on the scope button and then you'll see the scope 1, 2 and 3 accordingly. Final section is total. This is total emissions and total emissions per £1 million of turnover. You can click on this and see the change over time. In summary, the page is designed to make it easy possible to look at your supply data and also engage your supply chain. As we're currently in the data collection process, I'd really encourage you to focus on the supply engagement tab for now and then look at the other tabs kind of later on once we start getting data in the system.